All right, so there is a chance that the pairing algorithm is still awkward in this format. I heard that it wasn't really existing post the latest patch. I'm not sure if that's been corrected. We're going to Gitrog Monster some people, and I think this deck is pretty powerful in and of itself, so I think even if we queue into some Golos, we can probably still have a fine time. So this deck plays a ton of ramps, so you can get a bunch of lands into play, so you don't mind sacrificing them to Gitrog. We got a bunch of things like Hour of Promise, as well as Ulvenwald Hydra that lets you fish up our copy of Field of the Dead is one of our primary win conditions outside of our Gitrog. We've also got other miscellaneous beaters like Ulamog and Gargoth and stuff. I am, again, still choosing to not play 8-mana Ugin in any of my decks. I think that card's very boring and doesn't generate interesting games. And I'm playing Brawl to play interesting, fun games of Magic. So I'm going to go ahead and dive on into some games with this one this morning and see how it goes. We just have a historic Brawl button right here. It's so beautiful. You've been using a PlayStation controller on the Switch to convert to another. Do you have a link offhand, Necker, or do you know what it was called? So I found a $20 converter and a $45 converter. I'm not seeing any that work for 10. So they're playing Gitrog as well. We're on the play. I have Hour of Promise. Honestly, the fact that I have Hour of Promise and Field of Ruin probably makes this a keep. I don't have any early acceleration, but we know that their deck's not aggressive, likely, right? That card's not very good here. Nice. And you'll see we skillfully left our Into the North on top of our deck there. So it couldn't get Inquisitioned on one. A true skill game. Switch my camera position. You're not my real dad. You can't tell me what to do. Listen, chat, it's early. Thank you, Cody. No! We drew the Field of the Dead. Never lucky. Alright, sure. I mean, that was probably the natural conclusion of that game, but I was going to make some zombies first. That was the, you drew your card that was good after I Inquisitioned you concession. This is why you just shouldn't play discard spells, chat. Just don't do it. You can't get tilted if you don't know what their hand was. Early start today. I mean, I started like 5 minutes early. It is 1 minute until 8 a.m., which is my scheduled start. Scheduled start time. That was a nice draw. The green source, then the ramp spell. Love it. So we'll grab one green and one black here. I can grab a Golgari Guildgate. Right. Right. Nice. It's both, chat. Love to see it. Bubba Ganoush. Thank you for the 17 months. Welcome back. It's probably pretty good for my boy Massacre Wurm here. So we can Gut Swarm, drop a land, Doomblade Linvala. Is this cute that it makes party tokens for this really nicely? Serpinol, thanks for the entire year of support. Welcome back. Twitch has still not approved the untapped extension overlay now. Who knows how long that's going to take. Can we update the MTG bot command there to explain that it's updated, but we're waiting on Twitch? I feel like it's unfair to Untapped. That command, in my mind, definitely implies right now that the issue is Untapped. Thought Knots with the 50 months. Thank you for the absurd duration of support. Fuzzy Thantos, almost 2.5 years. Ooh, math early. Thanks for the 29 months. I don't know that I want a casualties here. I think I want to lead on Ugin. Yeah, I think a counter spell was likely here. They chose not to play this, and this is only using 3 of their mana, so. Hey, I hope you're having fun, Kurt. Looking forward to Blastoise on Wednesday. Oh yeah, that's the one I was looking at. Yeah, they're $20. They're not $10. Got it. Morning, Pump Fist. Are you just like continuing to YOLO things? I think we're just continuing to YOLO things. Yes, we're getting Blastoise on Unite Wednesday, and then we're getting Mamoswine and Sylveon on the 22nd. Is their scheduled release date? I imagine we'll probably get balance updates on Wednesday too, because they gave us a balance patch when Blissey happened. Thank you, Jareth. All right, so they still haven't played a thing out. I'm gonna Field of Rune them and then cast Excavator so I can play this field from the bin. That's heckin' rude. Do they have another counterspell? Okay, nice. We got that going for us at least. Makes us some more Scut Swarm tokens. Yep, yeah, exactly that, Marty. I had someone, there was an unban request in my queue from over the weekend, and they were like, I didn't say anything that I thought was ban-worthy in your chat. And then I looked at the username and I was like, oh, I think I remember this username. And I went and looked on Twitter, and sure enough, like, they just had a bunch of bad companion takes on their Twitter in my mentions. I was like, yeah, I remember you. Get counterspelled and die here. 4th counterspell's the charm. 3rd counterspell's the charm. I did in fact unban them. We're in sub only chat. If someone wants to give me money, we'll give them a retry on a bad magic take. I like money more than I like punishing people for bad magic takes. Hey, look, chat. It's that card that sucks shit and shouldn't be legal. So we can Scut Swarm, and then we can. This puts them onto the battlefield. No, this puts them into play tapped. Why isn't this just Harrow? Why can't I just have Harrow? No, as in it's busted, and if you could tell me my opponent had that card, I would concede the match before it started, because it's just not fun. I mentioned I'm intentionally not putting 8 mana Ugin into my Brawl decks. I'm also intentionally not putting Agent of Treachery into my Brawl decks. Agent of Treachery and 8 mana Ugin are cards that they just aren't fun, and they're too good in this format. And I think that, yeah, Mass Manipulation too, agree. It's another one I'm avoiding. Jen, thank you for the 54 months. Good morning. It's been quite some time. Mig, thanks for the 10 months. I don't know if Harrow's in Historic. I mean, either way, you still play Roiling Growth too. Was actual factual Harrow in Historic Horizons? We can go take a peek. I mean, we'll want to play both if we do. If it's there. They're both great with Gitrog Monster. We'll take a look at that after this game. Oh. I agree that Field of the Dead tends to be on the dry side, but I also think I like being able to play Field of the Dead in a deck like this that's based around lands. So that's not one I'm self-imposing a ban on. That one offers more counterplay.
Thoughtfulness before action.
So if I play this, I can draw a card on their turn. I can play a card on their turn. I can draw a card on their turn with Fabled Passage, but then I have to sacrifice a land on my next turn to this, which isn't very good. Yeah, the open is still processing on YouTube. It's been processing for over 9 hours. I don't know when it will be up. You can watch the Twitch VOD if you can't wait. I think I'm not supposed to do this yet. Let's go grab some lands here. Jeskai Creativity combo won the open, predictably. I'm gonna go ahead and Grim Tutor here. See if this resolves. It shuffles our library and gives us another shot at a land on top for Oracle. Sedge. I'm gonna grab like Murderous Rider here. I just want a card that gets rid of Narset. Yeah, Amy was great. She's it's very obvious that she does casting quite frequently. Most of the co-hosts I've had have been good at what they do. There's a lot of talented people in the Magic community. An argument to grab Field of the Dead. Yeah, maybe actually. Maybe I'm just supposed to make zombies. I didn't even think about that. Like, it wasn't like I was like, oh, I need to get a way to kill Narset, but like Field was a way to kill Narset, right? Just get rid of this now. I have not heard anybody else having connection issues with the Discord server. Sorry, I saw your message a second ago. Changing your sub tier shouldn't change things. Let me members, integrations, Twitch. It says it sunk an hour ago. I'll make it manually sync again for you. Thanks for the half a year, knee. Welcome back. Yeah, unfortunately, the Cool Stuff Inc. doesn't have. Cool Stuff Inc. is just a bunch of white dudes for me to for me to work with. They're generally the people that pay. Like, it cost me, you know, it cost me a couple $100 to have an extra person out for the day. So curiosity plus Niv kills us. So we are dead. So Amy was great, but having people outside of Cool Stuff Inc. will be the exception more than the rule. It was largely because the normal Cool Stuff Inc. people, CGB and Jim, were both busy on the day of the open. Because generally Cool Stuff Inc. pays for my second person. We do have actual factual Harrow. Look at that. Lavish, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Are we cutting to fit a Harrow in? We just like Visionary. Just prefer ramp that has it's land-based. I think I have foils of these. I think I have foils of these guild gates. I do. Damn it, Magic Arena. Stop using my non-foils. I have a foil hollow too. I did. Look at this. Look at this is criminal, chat. I had 2 foil lands and it took the non-foil versions by default. Let's read. If we prized yesterday, do you have to do anything to receive your prizes? Yes, be paying attention to your Discord message. Thank you for the 42 months, Elwins. Welcome back. The last storm that hit prompted me to begin the process of moving, and I thought we were clever getting it done so fast, but it looks like getting slammed on Wednesday's one last hurrah. Stay safe out there, Python. A lot of everybody in the down south, a lot of crazy pictures and stories and stuff. Perfect. It must have just needed a resync after you change your subkinetics. So we're just going to chill on this once upon a time for now. Good old once upon a time. It really makes me appreciate the Midwest. Like, our temperatures range from, you know, -50 with wind chill to 120 with a heat advisory in the sun. But we don't at least get super extremes in terms of, like, tornadoes are very rare here, and we're inland enough that things like hurricanes aren't a concern. Man, our mana is super awkward here, huh? Am I supposed to cycle this to give myself 2 shots at the untapped land here? There are a number of creators on September 1st that are taking the day off of streaming in protest because Twitch has a big issue with bots harassing a number of creators with hateful messages and context getting around Twitch spam filtering. I will not be taking off on the 1st because this is my job, and I had a number of days off last week because of Magic Arena issues, and we just had a set release, and you know, this is, sorry. I'm sure last time a community decided to put together a day of protest, I had a bunch of dickheads in my chat that I ended up banning because they decided to harass me for, you know, showing up to work. So don't be one of those people. If you're gonna be one of those people, feel free to fuck on off. So people can and should express themselves how they want and let Twitch know what they want, but I'm gonna be here at work. Meta Monday just can't exist anymore. The only reason Meta Monday was really able to happen was because of the Insight Esports tournaments, and those turned out to be a scam and are now defunct. So, like, for reference, something like the Hoaglandia Open just isn't enough data points to do something like Meta Monday for. If we had more better information. If we had more better information, I'd love to do it, but there's just not information available. They were a scam. Well, I mean, it seems like they were a scam. They owe people significant amounts of money and have not paid out what they said they were going to pay out to people. Yeah, there's also that. Like, there's probably something to be said about going. I think if people actually wanted to affect change, you know, rather than having a bunch of creators like not sign on, them organizing and having a bunch of creators all sign on and talk about the issue, or like have the same splash screen or video playing talking about the issue, would probably be a lot more effective and useful than a bunch of people just like not using the platform for the day, especially when it's not going to be a site-wide thing. Because like Twitch is huge and there'll still be plenty of other people that are online that day. I know it's not pleasant to hear, but like the corporations have the power, and like people not showing up and striking frequently doesn't work anymore in 2021. When an arena version of the MTGO decklist on Wizards website, that's not useful for metagame reports. So for people that aren't familiar with how Wizards website works, what's the word that I'm searching for? MTGO deck lists are artificially diversified and don't give you metagame representation.
We are the apex predators.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So I can sacrifice this already, right? No, not cherry-picked, artificially diversified. They just don't post multiple copies of the same deck list if the similar things do well. I'm gonna do this and like caves, draw a card here. Les Tick, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Man, it's a sick beat. I probably did hear missing a land drop, right? So, for reference, Snacker, Magic.gg regularly posts ladder deck lists, so what you're asking for already exists. So go to Magic.gg, and there's plenty of deck lists there. Those deck lists just don't allow me to do something like a Meta Monday report that people are asking for. This thing ults at 6? I guess I should have been paying attention to that. Lol. Alright, am I dead? I'm not dead yet. Are there still occasionally bizarre decks? I don't know what you mean by bizarre decks. Can you elaborate? I mean, like, are there bad decks that happen to do well because Magic's an incredibly high variance game? Then yes. Yeah, that happens everywhere. How do you feel about Memory Lapse winning the tournament? Predictable? Best known deck going into the tournament wins the tournament. Weird how that works. Strange. Oh, I guess I should have just blood on this node, huh? Oh, if I would have played Cryptic Caves, I could have ramped with Roiling Growth. That was wrong. I already have 9 mana, so I can Caves or turn Timber into Ulvenwald next turn. Did Wizards break the untapped extension? Nah, we have a command. Goodbye, friends. Well then. I was like, well, there's no 1-mana counterspell in this format for my Ulamog here. Dive Down's pretty good, though. Can play the top card of my deck. Hopefully it's just a bunch of lands for him. Work sucks, I know. Do 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 do. Brawl's been a little poopy this morning, chat. Yeah, I probably should have just conceded to that commander when we started. That's a pretty typical take all your stuff deck type thing. I do hope they implement at some point just a list of commanders, being able to enter a list of commanders you don't want to play again, so it saves you the time of, like, having to auto-concede to stupid things. I feel like EDH should have a rule where if your commander changes zones or changes to your opponent's side of the board, you should get to put it in the command zone It's weird. It's weird to me that if it goes anywhere else, you can command zone it. I feel like if you lose control of it, you should get to command zone it. I'm going to cycle this Barren Moor, looking for a 2, 3, or 4 mana ramp spell for next turn. You can go to my website and click Hoglandia opens, and you can find all of the past Hoglandia open deck lists linked there. No, chat. Don't give them the direct link in chat. I'm teaching them how to fish, chat. You're ruining their education. The Swarm and I are here to do bad things to nice people, chat. Spread the fun. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Gardris, thanks for the almost 2 years. So these have an odd converted mana cost, so I can Extinction Event here for evens and get rid of zombies and these friends. We don't have a land to trigger our swarms or anything, but we at least get the Obliterator off the table before it does anything too silly. Are Scut and Pack Rat the only cards that do that? No, any cards that create tokens of actual card do that. Only generic tokens have CMC 0. For people saying Eternalize, do Eternalize have CMCs as well? Eternalize, yeah, Eternalize tokens aren't copies of cards, chat. They have different stat lines, right? So I'm gonna chill on this Scapeshift because 1, we already have plenty of friends here, and 2, we can Scapeshift after we get Gitrog Monster to draw a bunch of cards. So they didn't scry it upkeep, yeah, so I assume they have a sweeper here because they didn't go digging for it. Oh, do you only draw 1 card? 1 or more lands, Sag. That's fine. You still draw a card. There's still no reason to do it. Feels like they have a Doomblade. We're doing this anyways. Razamil, thanks for the 2.5 years. Welcome back. Everything but Field of the Dead. Grab some utility lands and some dual lands. Like a Fabled Passage. Got all these tap land out of my deck. Zombie, 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 hey, hey. Vesuvan Arena when? Hopefully never. Nah, they're graveyards. Nothing meaningful. We extinction evented these Dorkos. We will get Thespian stage eventually, that's true. I think that one's a more appropriate power level. Chastity, thank you for the 5 months. I appreciate the prime. And Kaino, thanks for the follow. I did see the Lord of the Rings set will be historic legal in 23. They also said that set will be modern legal, which I think implies it's basically going to be like the Modern Horizon set for that time. So I bet we'll see some push stuff in that. Ooh, that's cute. It's a kind of sweet one. I wonder if we're supposed to be playing this. It's kind of a gas piece of top end. Oh, I forgot to put a stop so I could float mana before I sacrificed. I can't wait for Gandalf to be memory lapse on a stick. You're a bad man. Okay, so we casualties an attack, right? So they can block this +3. So we're taking 14 at the moment. The games go a lot better when we don't get Agent of Treachery. It's funny how that works. Strange. Just strange. We pog for frog. I think I'm too much of a boomer to understand what that means. Somebody please help. Pog for frog. I think I take my free mulligan here with no ramp spell. Oh, I have a Gitrog Monster as a frog. Got it. I understand now. This is the frog. Thought Pog for frog was perhaps some meme I wasn't hip enough to understand. Divination resolves. Interesting that they did that instead of just casting it. I have blood on the snow. I should be hedging getting snow lands instead of non-snow. Well, shit. Hey, what's going on, G2s? Yeah, I'm looking forward to starting Psychonauts. Thanks for the 18 months and thanks for the submission. Yeah, well, I mean, like, Agent of Treachery is basically an auto-include. Like, if you're not self-regulating, it makes sense to put it in every deck you're playing. It's sad, but it's true. Agreed. I recommend looking at the timestamps for the matchups that are available and just looking at the ones that seem interesting to you, Martian. A lot of good games over the course of the day. I guess we don't actually want to destroy the Agent of Treachery because then the Scarab God brings it back and it takes something again. I'm just gonna be done. This is boring. Just tired of getting Agent of Treachery. Maybe we just concede to blue decks for the rest of the session. I'm tired of getting Agent of Treachery. I mean, it's not even just to the control deck. Like the fact that it's like I can't put my cards into play because they're just gonna take them. Yeah, okay. Good chat. We'll just queue into Scarab God for the third time in a row. I mean, for reference, I don't know that Ura's even that good in this format. Because, like, the busted thing about this card, chat, is that it comes back. And, like, all the commanders come back in this format. So, like, this thing's upside is kind of mitigated by what the format is. I've been playing Inferno of Starmount, so you want to stuff Gandalf in a locker. That sounds great. It's mono uncounterable dragons. Just get them. We're really good at drawing blood on the snow. We've had this in, like, basically every hand in the set. Whoop. This card's really interesting in the texture of what it means for commander, because, like, you can play it on 3, sacrifice it, put a land into play, and, like, put it back in the command zone, then play it on 5 again. It's kind of neat. My body is ready to get, like, Field of Ruin to get my commander shuffled away next turn. All's well that ends well, chat. Hey, Shadow Lord, glad you're going to be able to play in the next open. They're fun. It did ask if you want to draw. Whenever your commander changes zones, you have the option to put it in the command zone instead of whatever zone it's going to. And hand to library is technically a zone. Except entering play, I believe. Thanks for the 35 months, worst neighbor. Welcome back. It was funny. I was just, your username reminds me, I was just musing with my wife the other day that her and I got very lucky with the home that we own and our neighbors on either side. We have very pleasant older couples on either side of us that are at a minimum politically centered and vaccinated and reasonable in all my conversations with them. And I live in a very red gerrymandered district, all things considered, so that could have gone either way. Yeah. Yeah, older couple in the cornfields. Could have gone either way on either side, and they're both seem like reasonable, decent folks. I am gonna have to make a video to Link talking about why Meta Monday is not gonna happen anymore regularly. Like our 180 player tournament is nowhere near, especially because our tournament is double elimination. The sample size is small. There's not enough metrics to talk about anything from a data perspective. It's just not there. There's not enough information. Alright, I'm gonna give Brawl one more chance this morning. But if we queue into the 10th 800 counterspell deck in a row, I'm gonna tap out and go play Historic. This set's been pretty brutal. Gitrog Monster is just like solidly in the mono counter spells bracket apparently. People love counter spells because they don't have a lot of semblance of control in their actual lives, so getting to tell people no a whole bunch on Magic Arena is the power trip they desperately need. Chat, I know some of you at home think that your children are adorable, but I promise you Haley is the most adorable child you will ever see. Just unreal happy all the time. Very, very blessed. Hey, look, we found someone not playing counterspells. God bless you, opponent. God bless you, opponent. There's no counterspells. We do need to update her emote. That's a good call out. Honestly, her face from that picture might even be a good one. Yeah, so I have actually talked about that before, Bib. Like, I think Magic's priority system in general tends to be good. And I typically speaking enjoy playing Magic. But I also find it therapeutic to play games like Hearthstone, or more recently I had played a bunch of the now defunct Mythgard, RIP Mythgard. And there's something very therapeutic about just like knowing that you're guaranteed to get to play the game, right? And it's not even about winning or losing, it's just you know your cards are going to have their text on them. Yeah, Mythgard ran out of money. They are dead. Their servers are technically still up, but they're done doing content updates. So Chainer reanimates things, right? You may cast a creature spell from a graveyard this turn. Non-token creature into battlefield under your control. So you can cast it from your hand, give it haste. And then I'm kind of the bad guy here. We're just going to put Field of the Dead into play, and then they're probably going to concede. I'm the bad man. Okay. Yeah, I agree. The matchmaking algorithm desperately needs updating. It needs bigger consideration for cards that you play inside your actual deck. I mean, I haven't queued into any Golos, Inkska, or 5-color commanders today with Gitrog Monster, so I assume it's been to fix the issues that they had last week. I know there were some issues with it last week. It should only queue counterspell decks and other counterspell decks. Yeah, you can't. The current algorithm puts too much weight on the just number of colors your commander is and whether or not your commander is a planeswalker, as opposed to prioritizing what spells your deck contains. So it puts weaker 5-color commanders like the first sliver in with Golos, and it's not particularly pleasant. That's one of the types of things they really need to think about and adjust. Zombie Infestation. It's a heck of a discard outlet. This needs 8 cards to escape. Oh, that's funny. He gives himself haste when you cast him from the command zone. That's adorable. I didn't think about that interaction, but it's funny. I'm surprised we haven't seen more politicians have addressing robocalls in their policy pages. I feel like stopping those from happening would be incredibly popular policy on all sides of the aisle. Because, God, those things suck. You get more robocalls than actual calls. Honestly, if I didn't have school-age children, I'd probably just turn off my cell phone, the actual cell phone feature. You made that comment, and then I got a robocall. That must be the types of public servers you're in more than anything, Silence. Oh, I should put a stop here, right? So I want to float a mana here in case we want to cast the spell that we draw. I might also just want to cast like Swift End here or Harrow. We could Harrow, baby. You love to see it. Think we're running low on basics at this point. So Evolving Wilds might be dead. 100 card decks, chat. Shouldn't have doubted it for a second. Ooh, the old cycle your land, draw 2 cards. Gitrog value. Malady. Let's open yesterday. The open yesterday was excellent. I'd have to go back and double check, but off the cuff, I believe the metrics for yesterday's open were the best viewer metrics I've had for an open that wasn't boosted by Twitch. Fairly certain. We peaked up over 3,000 people during the finals, and we averaged 2,300 for the almost 7-hour stream. Ship it. People love new formats. People love historic. I'm actually really interested to see how the post-rotation standard open does in September. Because, like, for example, the least viewed open we've done both on Twitch and YouTube metrics was the standard 22 open we did before this one. Oh. Well, they didn't block my 14-14. Yeah, Amy was a natural. She's very good at commentary, has a lot of experience. Yes, Jim Davis will be returning for the September Open on September 19th, which is open for signups now if you'd like to lock it in. Obviously, you have plenty of time to sign up, but if you want to mark the day on your calendar, it's September 19th. Our events theoretically cap at 256 players, and usually we have 80 to 100, so there's plenty of space. Let me Pikachu. Thanks for the 1.5 years. Welcome back. Yeah, create Indomitable. The more I think about the Indomitable creativity deck, the more I come around to the opinion that Indomitable creativity probably just shouldn't be legal. Thanks for the 21 months to Osby. How do you find the inner happiness that Amy has? I don't believe they sell that at the store. That's a really good one. Morning, Dust Good. Thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. That's true. She was drinking a lot of coffee. Maybe coffee's the answer. Yeah, so like, there's a lot of cards in Magic that basically always do something I think that you could describe as inherently broken. And the difference that Indomitable Creativity, the difference between Indomitable Creativity and the others is that Indomitable Creativity offers a lot less counterplay, right? Like, compare, for example, Transmogrify to Indomitable Creativity. I think Transmogrify is a good power level for that type of effect. Wait, what? Non-Bolas Planeswalker. Well, shit. I was like, wait, this wasn't at 6. It just down-ticked. Savor the flavor, chat. Sacrifice our land that we have 2 copies of here.
Intellect is without limit.
Without limits. Their Bolas theme deck is on point. Lots of good Hour of Devastation cards. The old Bolas Horn set. Nah, Dragon God's busted. It's very, very good. Hey, Cheetos, thanks for the sub gifty. Let's make some more zombie friends here. Send both of these this way, so that way if they have removal spell for Hydra, we still hit the Bolas or something. Spartan the Red. Thank you for the 31 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for the tier 3. This Grixis going to be awesome again. I mean, this Grixis deck's in the tryhard bracket for a reason. It's real good. Having your commander just be a guaranteed removal spell is super strong. All right, I think I've been Agent of Treachery enough times for one day. It's just stopped being fun. Yeah, I'm a little sad. I don't think I'm gonna play Gitrog again anytime soon. This one was fun last time we played it, but like today was just like an endless string of either mono counter spells decks or Agent of Treacheries and mass manipulations, and it's just like, I don't know. I'm gonna post this set to YouTube so people can experience it, but I really just didn't have very much fun for the last hour. We had like a game and a half that was reasonable in an hour and 10 minutes. It was just kind of big sedge. Yeah. Basically they should probably just ban Agent of Treachery if they're not gonna adjust the matchmaking algorithm. It just really, really sucks. Hey, J Rock, thank you for the tier 3 and for the 29 months. Well,